been about the South Truck with me. At that point, taking their lives to
in your version of 21 to 2.
Man, I hope this podcast does good today, man. It's gonna be very good.
Too, man. Oh man, look at Scooby. He's always sleeping, man.
Man, he's always sleeping. Like, wake
up.
up, you happy little camper.
Man, what's going on with you, baby?
What's good, man? My neck is kind of hurting, bro, and I couldn't find a boat last night.
Oh, really? Huh.
Well, have you ever tried cherry blossom pillows?
Have you ever lost your remote on the couch?
Do you ever just need a spot to put your book in?
Do you ever just need a place to rest your head?
So if you need a pillow with a special pocket, Cherry Blossom Design has the right thing for you. Head on down to their Etsy store and use code BRIDGETHEGAP to get $5 off of it.
Hey, you guys, you ever heard of Anchor? It's the easiest way to make a podcast.
No, I haven't. Is it free?
Yes, it is.
Are there creation tools that allow you to edit it on your phone or computer?
Yeah, there are.
But is there a way that we can spread this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast?
Yeah, it does it for you. It allows you to make money with minimum listenership.
So if you haven't already, go to the Anchor app or anchor.fm to get started.
What they said.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap, episode 21. We are legal, you understand? We are now able to go out and legally drink, or at least the show can. I mean, but anyways, yeah, so we're 21 shows in. We're gonna just, touch on various aspects of the show turning 21 and what it's like to turn 21 and what you can do at 21. But before we get into the show, I'm gonna let Scooby the Kid get into our social medias.
Slim Shady over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
Scoobalicious got the new blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? With the real Scoobalicious, please stand up.
Hey, but make sure y'all go get tuned in and tapped into the social medias. I'm at Scooby the Kid 252, at Chef Mac 1523, at Bill_Perry, and at Oh So Shy 5, I think. Shy made a new social media, so everything is at Oh So Shy. So make sure y'all stay tuned into her. You know what I'm saying? New accounts. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Hunter for the wellness.
Like we normally do. How is everybody doing? It's been a long time since all four of us have been talking. So, we got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, Hunter, since you're on the road, let's start with you first, man. How was your travels there in North Carolina? I know Scoop got back a little bit before you and stuff. How's it been up there?
It's been a well-needed vacation. We had done 4 episodes of the podcast and so many music videos that have come out over the past 4 weeks. It's been nice to be able to step away and relax and spend time with my family. I stayed a couple of days extra and then had some traveling mishaps today, but I'm ready to get on the road tomorrow and get back to Oxford so I can hang out with y'all in person again.
No doubt, Mac. Well, I'll pass it to one of y'all two. I'm going to go last between Shy and Scoop.
All right. Yeah, I've been doing pretty well. I guess this was on Skype. I'm glad because I wouldn't be able to do this if I wasn't on Skype. But, got the new studio equipment in, studio is looking nice, you know what I'm saying? Drums,
Nice.
bass guitar, I'm excited about that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Got the homie Raquel, down from North Carolina. We've been cooking up. And it's been, like Hunter said, it was nice to go on vacation and just relax for a little while because, even though with COVID, there was so many things going on where we didn't, and I never, at least me personally, felt like we were just had some time to relax, and that was nice, but it's nice to get back to it, and I'm looking forward to go to New Orleans in about 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? So that's been about it. All up with me.
All right. Well, what about you, Shy?
It's been really great. Working on my new.
Oh, Shy, you was kind of breaking up a little bit, at least on my end.
On too.
Now,
Kind of.
can you hear?
It's like your image is for. Oh, it's starting to come back now.
Okay. Is it a little better now?
It's like delayed and kind of coming in slow.
Yeah, inside, mosquitoes and stuff outside. I don't necessarily want to be out there right now. So I hope it comes in clearly.
Yeah, but no. How are you doing though?
Well, I'm doing great. It seems like we're gonna have to push back recording that album because the COVID gives me a lot of time to practice. I'm going 4 years to practice, and I'm starting my new business. That's the Oh So Shy. I appreciate you putting that out there, Scooby.
Sure.
As the last saw each other. New pictures, new posters, and I think I'm excited appear next week. So tomorrow. So I'm really happy about that. So far, good things are going good, and I'm glad about that.
Word.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm also doing well myself. I guess I've already told all y'all. I just got an opportunity to work at a drive-in theater. So I'm not sure exactly when that's going to start up, but that's kind of been a new twist and stuff, and got a chance to feel like myself, and got a chance to do a performance for Oxford, that tunes around town, and so kind of feeling like myself a little bit again. So yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so let's get into this 21. We are now 21 shows in, y'all. 21 years old. We're legal. And it's been an incredible journey, man. It's like, we're talking on Skype, and this show literally began, I think, I don't know, about a week or so right before the pandemic hit. Because, we started this thing back in March.
Yeah, which is crazy, just speaking of like, persistence, it was awesome to see, like a group of people come together and be persistent through, everything that was going on, 21 episodes deep, like, that's a good amount, so like, I'm really proud of us, you know what I'm saying? Just wanted to kind of put that out there.
No doubt, man. Well, it took Hunter and stuff, man, to kind of sit us down. I have to give Chef Mac props on that. Was always into, me and you, Scoob, having those deep, late night conversations.
Yeah.
Chef Mac's like, well, man, why don't we just start a podcast? What's up? And if I'm not mistaken, literally the night that he mentioned that, we did our first podcast that night.
We did episode 1 that night.
Yeah, we sure did, man. It was like,
And
kind of late, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. And with that podcast, started everything, Zombie Studios wouldn't have come about like without the podcast. So many things have come about from this, everybody getting together and talking for an hour because, I think we're entertaining,
We are. And you do make a point there, Chef Mac, because right after Bridging the Gap spawned, man, like you say, look at all the videos we did and just productivity in general between all of us and stuff. Shy's got herself rebranded. You know what I'm saying? Got the Oh So Shy going, and we've all like been rebranding ourselves. Chef Mac, you came into your own as a videographer in between time. I reintroduced Mr. BM back to everybody, that mysterious, crazy dude. But at the end of the day, being productive. We've all just have been so productive, be it ironically or coincidentally, however you want to interpret it in terms of like being that COVID-19, was supposed to hinder all of us for a lot of intents and purposes. But, we've remained productive. We got 21 podcasts under our belt. I've even seen a couple other people that have been inspired by us to want to start podcasts.
Yeah. And it's dope to see, and it's dope to be able to have like a place to just kind of like freely talk, but also show the people, like what goes on, and just, 21 more, it's kind of interesting to wonder what, episode 42 is going to be like, and just maybe, that's kind of a question, what I'm saying, we could go around and ask everybody, I guess start with me. Like,
well, 42 is the...
It's the answer to the universe.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the secret of life.
No, I had no clue what that is. I've never even heard of that.
Uh, Scoob, yeah, that's a Hitchhiker's Guide kind of thing there, man. But yeah, like so, what
It
happens,
was
Scoob, is
really
in the
fun.
it's a book, but in the movie it also shows it, and it's like, there's this big machine at the end of the universe or some odd or another, and it has all the secret, all the questions you want answered. It would answer like God, and so of course the individual asks, well, what's the secret of life? And then the machine goes through this whole little deal, and then it's like it answers back 42.
42. Yo, that's pretty crazy. I didn't never know that. Like, I'm gonna have to watch that movie. I hope it's on Netflix or Prime or something. But
I
yeah,
think it is on
42 though. Like, what
Netflix.
do y'all think though? Like, I mean, I guess we could be talking about
Thing
that,
is,
but like,
there's no
do y'all
true.
do y'all feel like the pandemic will still be going on? Then like, how do y'all feel like I guess how do y'all think y'all are gonna feel at 42? You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all's like expectations? Not
Well,
expectations.
I mean,
But
that's a good ways out from now, man. I mean, that's months from now and everything, I mean, so
yeah, it's
it's hard to
wild.
gauge.
Yeah, I feel that, yo. I was just kind of sitting there thinking about that today as we was thinking about 21, because like I know like that was something that I was really looking forward to was like turning 21, and like I never really thought much past that, and like now me being 24, it's like, whoa, damn, man, what's 42 gonna be like? You know what I'm saying? But and like, where do I want to be? What do I need to do at 21 to make 42 dope? You know what I'm saying? And so I guess in the conversation of 21, like yes, you get to drink, but it's also kind of like the beginning of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because most people are kind of graduating college at that point and taking their lives to the next step. And it was just something I was thinking about, really.
I mean, me personally at 42, we're thinking we've been doing this for almost 4 months now. We're
The
Yeah,
thinking
thing about
we're thinking
oh,
around Christmas time, you
yeah,
know. I'm hoping that one, we got a podcast studio. Don't get me wrong, I love where we record at and I want to keep that same vibe, but you know, it's in front of a chimney. Like no
yeah,
offense to your house, but I hope we better ourselves as we go along, like as I have with the editing. I hope we all get better at just every individual part that we play in this podcast.
yeah, definitely, I agree. And that's kind of speaking to what I was saying.
indeed.
Like,
Look, like what? Within
what's up, Bill?
Oh no, I was just gonna say uh by the ninth episode we got shy in, you know what I'm saying? And where we were by that ninth episode, because we was in the middle of the pandemic. That episode was actually called Isolation, the very first episode Shy was in. And
Yeah,
and considering from where we are from that point to now, and like for example, since that time, we got Shy in, and we've had like special guests like, Jeff Calloway, Holly
You kind of froze there,
twice,
Bill.
and that was way way up in Michigan.
yeah,
Yep.
And
yeah.
this weekend we got somebody from Canada
Yep.
that's gonna, so it's
Oh, I don't hear
and so on and so
anything.
forth,
Bill,
Yeah,
you
you
kind
kind
of
of
got cut
froze,
off
Bill.
there.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
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 Oh man, back to this Skype crap. Okay. Well,
I know.
essentially what I was just saying was that by the 42nd show we'll probably would have interviewed like celebrities and stuff by then, because like I said, here we are by the 21st show, and we've interviewed someone from Michigan, somebody from Canada. We had Holly Peel way down, there in Greenwood, Mississippi, Jeff Calloway in Starkville, Mississippi. Like, and for all purposes, with the exception of Teddy D and Tree, all of our guests have been like from afar.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's pretty awesome, and it's like shows kind of like the power of the internet, and like though we're seeing like kind of Skype, it's not the best way to do things, but like just the ability to connect with a lot of people, is dope, and uh that's one thing too I remember about being 21 was just the fact of like I feel like I met a lot of new people, you know. So it was like, you know, in the bar kind of scene or whatever, you know, which I'm sure most people do. Uh, Connecting with people, you know what I'm saying, is like a real important thing. You know, though we're going through the COVID, you know, social distance, make sure you do it in the right way. But, you know, that's one thing I loved about being 21 was just the people that I was meeting.
I can't say anything about being 21. I'm only
I'm
20.
trying to do this. No, this is the. I'm not even paying
Yeah.
attention. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Like while we in the middle of a podcast and stuff, I just got hooked up with a blender and stuff by you see here, Blackbird, because he's about to get ready to head out of here. He's gonna be chopping me up later too to get my hand right.
Right.
Yeah, appreciate you, guy.
And man, Bill gonna be making a smoothie, strawberry banana.
Man, you know I done told y'all I need to get on my protein shakes, man, so I can start getting my weight on. You know, which is another kind of thing that I've been considering in the midst of, you know, being locked down like this. Is like, you know, I've been real streaky about it, but, you know, trying to consider, you know, get my body right. And really, for me, it's about adding weight stuff. I'm trying to add more weight on to myself. You know what I'm saying? And because I feel, you know, pretty good. You know, got little kinks here and there. For the most part, did we just lose Shy? And
Nah, you're kind of like talking really
what's
slow.
going on?
You was talking really slow.
Did y'all lose Shy too?
Nah,
Nah, I didn't.
I didn't. I think she's still there.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Bill. Can you hear us?
Damn, what the hell?
Damn. Skype.
God damn it. I don't know what's going on now, man.
Can you hear us?
I can't get the window back up that had all y'all up in it.
Well, let's end it real quick. And then
I can see Hunter, but I can't see Scooby and Shy.
I'm gonna end it real quick and then restart. Technical difficulties.
But that's about what 21 feels like. Bunch of technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make it through it though.
I gotta say, once you hit 18, I feel like it's just technical difficulties from there on out.
Nah, I wouldn't say from there on out. For a while, maybe.
Well, I think it's just me and you in here right now.
And Shy.
And Shy? Oh, yeah, I see her now.
Yeah.
I guess Bill's coming back. But so yeah, 21.
Well,
it was a blur.
I mean, I know it is weird legal, but like something I did want to talk about was because as like being this director now and starting to write stories and like helping you with I don't know if you have announced it or anything, so I'm not gonna say what it is, but like I've been like listening and watching Hamilton on repeat because what me and you are talking about is pretty much essentially what Hamilton is. It's very different, but it is very similar. And like doing, I don't know, got me into this creative spree. Like the other night, I sat down there and wrote down every character that we had so far in our universe that we're creating, and you know, just I've been very creative in this past like vacation week.
Yeah, I think the vacation is a good kind of time to do that. Be creative, you know, because you don't have to necessarily focus on, you know, you're free to. There's no like deadlines. You know what I'm saying? It's just like okay, let me create something.
Yeah,
without
and like
you know worry.
And like all of us were very smart, and we like planned it out to where we had stuff like we've released it since June 7th. We've released a new music video every week, you know. since, February 26th. We released a podcast every week, and like we're all staying strong and like pushing through. But, we've all still like kept these creative juices flowing that, we've had from the beginning of the podcast.
And that would probably be my advice to like anyone 21. I noticed we got Bill back. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I didn't know what the hell was going on, man. I was waiting for the ring and just decided to jump in. I hate this Skype shit.
Yeah,
I know.
Me too, Bill. It's
But
just
anyway,
like
where were y'all at?
we were just talking about like he was talking about being creative while he was down there and like the bug he kind of got, and I was just gonna kind of speak to like 21, just being that we're legal, reflecting back on just me being 21. That would be the advice, I would give to anyone coming up that's like 21, would be to like stay persistent, because technical difficulties are going to arise. Like, I know like Shy and Bill, what would be like your advice to people that are 21 just becoming legal, and Hunter, what are you looking forward to most about being 21?
I mean, being 21, I know I'm looking forward to actually like drink, I mean, that's one of the big thing you can do,
Yeah.
But I mean, everything that a lot of 21-year-olds do, I've done, like I've been living on my own since I was a senior in high school. I've had multiple jobs, I've done a lot of stuff that a normal 20-year-old wouldn't be able to do. I'm a chef at a camp. What 20-year-old can you say that like has risen from a dishwasher to a chef in 3 years, Like,
Yeah,
is
that is true. I feel kind of in the same way. You know what I'm saying? 21, it's like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like becoming legal, and I think that it's kind of overrated though. You know what I'm saying? But that's like it's weird to say after you're 21. You know what I'm saying? That it's kind of overrated. But in the same light, it's like that's something you will always look forward to. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, it's like milestones in your life. That you know, they kind of are like points in time that you're always going to go back and look at and remember. It's like, what music dropped when I was 21? Like, how was I feeling? You know what I'm saying? That's something that everybody in the entire world can relate to, is that when they were 21, what was happening, or 18 or 16, you get your license and things of that nature. Um, I think that's really cool, and speaking to what you were saying earlier about developing these characters, like, that's like an important part. Everybody has their story, and you writing it out is gonna make that much better because they have like a defined story.
I'm gonna bring up Hamilton one more time, and like exactly what you just said is like one of the premises of a song in that, like in the musical, is well, there's two very similar to it. It's history has its eyes on you, and I mean that's right now, like with everything going on in the world with all the protests and like this pandemic and this crazy year that it's been, history has its eyes on us right now. Like they're watching me, you, Bill, Waylon, everybody.
Yeah.
But another one is like, it's called Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story. And like, that's like, making your impact on the world, no matter how small, somebody's going to remember you everywhere.
Yeah, and that's definitely the energy of like a 21-year-old. Like, I wonder, do you know how old Hamilton was?
When he
To that
came
movie?
over to America, he was 19.
19. Wow. If y'all haven't seen that out there as like the audience, I highly suggest y'all go check out Hamilton. It's amazing. Like probably one of the best things I've like watched, in a long, long time. Bill and Shy, if y'all haven't checked it out, y'all should check it out too. It's really, really good.
No, I hadn't peeped it out yet. I was just kind of listening to what y'all were saying about like, expectations at certain ages. Like, 21 is not what it is. It's just like when you turn 16, it's not what it is with the car stuff and all that. There is no such thing as a definitive way of being when you are certain things that should happen to you at a certain age. You just ride each age as you get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the age that I am now, I didn't think I was going to be the kind of person that I am now. You know what I'm saying? I thought I would be more worn out by now. I'm just as vibrant as I was when I was 21 in some ways.
Yeah.
especially mentally, and so for anyone that is like, you know, turning 21 or is 21, I mean, you do you at 21 is what happens. And then you have your story and your version of 21 to tell when it comes to pass. And everybody's 21 is different. You know what I mean? The obvious one is drinking, but I mean, like what happens to you, are you living alone? Are you in college and all these things that fundamentally change you? 21 years is a lot to take in. And in that 21 years, you've only experienced adulthood for a short amount of time. So,
Yeah.
you're still just getting your bearings on who you are, what kind of adult you're going to become. And as far as the show goes, I mean, this show, for example, is way beyond. You look at the first episode and look at the last couple episodes where we were in house with each other, and the graphics that Hunter can put on it and all this kind of stuff, and how more concise we are with getting our points across and segueing into other things. We got that transition with the rapid fire. All that was developed in the midst of the show.
Yeah.
Rapid fire wasn't something we began with. It was just something that, was a good idea, I think, on Hunter's part, and then we just went with it.
I mean, and you look at the first episode where, like, taking me into consideration, I was there, but I was off to the side. Like, I was telling you, hey, let's move on. And now I'm in here, like, a
And how
part
many
of a
episodes did
conversation.
that take?
6. I whatever. I was one episode before Shy.
No, well, that was
So
episode 8 then, Hunter.
Yeah. Gaming is what we talked about.
I thought you came in before episode 8.
Maybe I did.
What the gaming episode, was you in that episode?
Yeah.
And I think I can't remember what number gaming is, maybe 7.
Yeah. I think it is 7.
That was a good episode too, man. I maybe we'll have to revisit that with Shy being with us now, and being able, because Shy, I was like actually playing video games while Hunter and Scoob was chopping it up, because they're more gamers than me nowadays and stuff. I spoke on the old school, but I was like playing Mortal Kombat while they were talking.
Mortal Kombat is the shit, bro. I remember playing that game, chilling with my dad, like, on the PlayStation 1. We had to sit like right by the TV and just playing that thing for hours and hours and hours. But I wasn't even playing, I was just watching, but it was just like so.
Well, what took Mortal Kombat over, it seems, I think Tekken took that one over.
Tekken?
Yeah, like people, like when I was coming up, when Mortal Kombat was hitting, the transition I saw was when Tekken came in and everybody started kind of playing Tekken and getting into those characters and that storyline. It's just like for y'all now, it's all about Call of Duty and warfare games. During my time, it was more about karate games and, fighting games, like, some shooting games, but it was mainly about like physical fighting. Y'all coming up with goddamn it, real weaponry and even future shit that don't even exist. Man, I'd be looking at some of the weapons I'll be shooting with on Call of Duty. It's like, damn, what the shit?
Yeah. That should be like, it's wild, bro. Like the futuristic games are like insane. Like whoever sat there and thought of a gun to look like that, just like you got some creative juices going on, like for real.
Yeah.
Bro,
And to bring it back around to this show and stuff, that's what I'm kind of getting at with all the little extra whatnots that we've been able to add to this, and understanding what our mission is, as it were. Like we know what type of show we want to have, even though we have different themes. We know that there's a certain way we want our show to go. Like, we don't get into like, any hate-filled messages. We don't get into false rhetoric. We don't fan the flames of any kind of ideologies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a certain way of being on the show that we remain consistent with.
Yeah.
And I think we should continue to do that. I don't think that we should ever have a show that seems like we're left or right leaning or lean towards any particular religion, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of keep it in neutral so anybody can feel comfortable to be on our show one day.
But like, I remember like that day that we started, we came in, you came in, me and Alan had been talking, and you came in, and I said, you know what, we should start a podcast. And then like immediately we were like, we don't want to make anybody feel like uncomfortable about anything we're talking about. Like
Right.
that was like the first thing we said after we said let's do a podcast. And even with the flat earthers, I know we made like poked fun at them a lot, but we still
But
like we want a flat earther on our podcast so they can explain to us, you know, like we want to know, but we're not
and
gonna like make you feel like an idiot.
exactly, Hunter. And we even though, like you said, we poked a little fun, but we approached the topic matter with respect to flat
Yeah.
earthers. We literally had an entire podcast dedicated to the ideology of these people believing that the earth is flat, albeit that we believe otherwise. But we gave it a forum. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't completely write it out, even though none of us, believe that, but we gave it its due. We gave it, time to be reflected upon.
And that's the title, bridging the gap. This show is about speaking about things objectively, not from a place of like, I'm right and you're wrong. It's more just from like, these are the facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe a little bit of this is how we feel. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's just like, these are the facts. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, you're right, Scoob. There's times like, for example, and I'll credit Hunter to this one, because sometimes there'll be things said on the show, and Hunter will always search for the facts to make sure that whatever we're saying is not wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's been a couple of times where, I know me and Scoob, we talk so damn much, we're eventually going to say something wrong. And like, there's been a couple of times where Scoob said something, but Hunter just didn't simply flat out say you were wrong. He would literally look it up to verify. Because he did the same thing with me. I made a slip on one of those psychological, and Hunter literally looked it up in real time, as opposed to just simply saying you're wrong. It's like he literally found the information and clarified it, and that's the way we've approached this entire show, as far as like not making anyone feel off or completely wrong, and if they are wrong, giving them the right information. Just like that time we was talking about Malcolm X, Scoob, and you were feeling some type of way, and I was like, Scoob, it ain't about you being wrong. It's just, you just got some misinformation. I'm just telling you, but I'm not about to sit here and make you feel like, you're wrong or some shit like that. It ain't about that. But before I go too far into that, I wanted to ask Shy, because, Shy bridged the gap for me, you, and Hunter being the first female to be on our show. So I wanted to ask Shy some questions about how she felt about joining our show.
Okay.
Oh, it's been wonderful, and I'm glad to the perspective. It's been very interesting topics, and I love the whole range, variety of things we talked about, and I'm looking forward to, the two shows and 42 and what we'll talk about, 21 is just funny, because I have to like think back and bring back some, because Bill, for you and me, before no big deal. So, a club, they don't drink or hit those kind of milestones. If anything, I would just say, if 21 and and if you're blessed and all of that to make it into middle age, just expect to be the person you are now. You're going to grow, and hopefully, if you get to travel and see the world, you're really going to grow. You're going to see things for what they really are and experience other people and their ideals. What you like, and just expand more. Wherever you are now, so that's part of your personality and for are how you said, now I'm where you're thinking about milestones at 21, and milestones a little bit,
Oh yeah, Shy. I only caught fragments of what you were saying. It was choppy. It was so choppy.
Oh, great.
Yeah, man. I got the gist of what you were saying, but it was really choppy. It was like in and out a lot and stuff like that. But I got what you were saying though, about like, us progressing and stuff like that.
I said whole podcast has been choppy for me. I You're-
Oh,
Yeah, I can't.
I completely. Oh no, I was gonna say I had completely lost you there.
Hey, we are
Shy.
coming up on almost an hour. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not.
Remember we did the first one part. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I don't.
18 minutes.
How long have we been going all together?
I'm thinking 45 minutes for all of like we're at about 30, so I'm thinking 15 more minutes and then rapid fire, then we're done.
Okay, because like this signal thing, man, it's just really difficult to kind of get through our conversation with everybody being so choppy.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
mainly Shy because actually I can get you and Scoop fairly well, but y'all said my signal was kind of bad too.
Yeah, I'm thinking we just kind of wrap it up here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, there's other things we could discuss. Let's see if we can get another 10, maybe 15 out of this. If it gets too choppy, we'll stop it.
I'm with it. One thing I wanted to kind of speak on, or talk about, ask y'all about, is the fact that they made tobacco. You have to be 21 to buy it. I thought that was a pretty crazy thing.
Yeah, that increase, considering that, like of course you could drink at 21, but them increasing that from 18 to 21. It's always interesting to me. I think we touched on this on the This Is America show, where it's like, you can be 21 and stuff and drink, but rather you can go to the army at 18, but you can't, have a drink. And
Yeah.
apparently now you can't even have a smoke. And I get that for health purposes and such, and that whole dynamic and whatnot. But, it's just the idea that, we're willing to put, our youth in harm's way, in a war, and say that they're mature enough, for us to put guns in their hands to shoot, for our, on our behalf as a nation. But,
Yeah.
when they're done with all that and they're suffering from PTSD, they can't have a drink to calm their nerves.
And
Yeah.
it is a very different thing like than joining the military, but one of your first big, like I would consider your biggest decision of most people's lives is when you're 17 and you tell that counselor, yeah, I'm going to college, and you basically sign $40,000 away,
Right. No doubt, Hunter. And
Yeah.
and that's the thing, man. There's a lot of money opportunity for those that want to go into the service and stuff at that young age. Because you got those that, there's like, from what I gathered, there's like two different mind states. Those that want to go career, and maybe they want to like actually become like off. And if I'm mistaken, Hunter, you can correct me on this if it's not the case, but if I'm not mistaken, an enlisted soldier can't go beyond an E9.
No, you know
what I'm saying?
to
Like,
become
you
an
can't be an
officer, you have to
officer.
have a bachelor's degree.
Right. So you can't be an officer, but you can go career, because to become an E9, that's essentially a life mission, more or less, I mean,
Yeah. If you're going into like, I use Marines as the example because I was in the ROTC for the Marines. But if you go in like an E9 is a sergeant major, and that's that's the highest enlisted you could go. I mean, and that would probably take you until you can retire. But like
well, I can vouch for that because I have an uncle that's an E9, and literally what you just said was the case. When he retired at E9 because he couldn't go beyond that, so he became a sergeant major. I think he worked as a sergeant major for a while, and then he retired. But it like, he became a sergeant major by retirement age is what I'm getting at. Like, he wasn't a young man. You can't. You have to put in years, so inevitably you're not going to be old. Albeit you can go into ROTC and come out with a little bit more rank than an enlisted soldier.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if I were to go in, I'd go in as an E3. I'd jump 2 ranks.
Right, you jump right in because you exactly, got your ROTC behind you. But for the most part, enlisted people have to go through that whole trek, and by the time they get to E9, they've essentially spent the amount of time that it would take probably to arguably be an officer. I don't really know about such things.
Yeah, I mean, one of the good things about the being enlisted is for the most part they will offer you the schooling, so like you can go to school while you're doing your college, which is what a lot of the kids do. The my company officer, commanding officer, he was a major, and he said everybody that joined in 1999 or one, whenever Iraq invaded Kuwait, it was a bunch of kids who just wanted their college for free. But then the day they graduated, Iraq invaded Kuwait, and he said you could see the disappointment on their faces because they're like, "Well, I didn't sign up for this. I just want to get my college for free." That's
And
what
you
a
know
lot of
what?
kids do.
And it's funny you say that because that exact war was the war that I qualified to get drafted for, or actually fight in. It wasn't a draft, but I was 18 during that particular war, so I was amongst some of those kids that, I guess had the option if you wanted to be a part of all that. And
Yeah.
of course, I chose not to. But yeah, I was of age to go in the service at that time, and but to kind of shift gears for a second away from the armed services to kind of bring it back to the 21 thing. I guess Hunter, you can't really answer this obviously yet because you're not 21. But for Shy and Scooby, when y'all turned 21, what was the most surprising thing at 21? Like what was you surprised about when you were 21 that you were like, damn, I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect the clubs to be so whack. I thought it was way
Oh,
too
that's a
cool.
good one, Scoob.
Yeah.
That's one I could actually attest to too. I didn't expect club life to. I thought it was going to be more vibrant than it.
Yeah,
You
man.
know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
thinking
Like
like that.
club life is vibrant, mind you.
Yeah,
But like
but
like the movies and shit. The movies always
yeah,
make it seem like when you're 21, the rest of your life is a party, and that ain't the case.
yeah, it's not that great. It's
What
cool.
about
Don't
you,
get me
Shy?
wrong, but
Uh, I guess if anything, I just noticed that it was kind of it did in 20, 23, 24. I was looking forward to turning 21, but like that stuff, I wasn't really thinking for. I didn't know that because we're performing, So
Oh wow, Shy, you're man, it's so choppy, man. I really didn't get a lot of that. I don't know if the rest of the guys did.
I didn't either.
I got 23, 24, and 25. That was it.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and end it because it's not gonna be the best episode, but
Well, do you have any particular rapid fire things in mind?
I did have two questions, and they were on they were because I was supposed to be on the road today. There were questions about that. The first one is if you could go on a road trip with anybody in the world, who would it be?
Oh, good question. Um, like from any time period or like currently alive now?
Anybody.
Oh my gosh. A road trip with one person. A road trip. Wow.
Road trip.
Why?
Shy, what did you say? Wait, say it again, Shy.
I think I have mine. Can you hear me?
It's
Never
coming
mind.
in and it's coming in and out. Oh man, I think it got worse when you moved, Shy. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
But no, Hunter. I guess I'll try to answer. Oh wait, Shy. I I'll just say something real quick and everything. You know, it. These kind of like questions is always kind of hard to pinpoint a particular person, but just to kind of get past the question, I'll say Miles Davis.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Then,
we walking on water and shit.
Hell yeah, that would definitely be interesting. Ride with Jesus with a joint.
Shit, Jesus the one rolled it up.
I'm saying he the one gonna roll it up. Give you that biblical chronic.
For me, damn, I should have been had my answer, but I'm like blanking on the guy. Probably like Sylvester Stallone or something like that. No, Jason Statham. I feel like he'd be a cool guy to ride in the car with. You know, transporter, let him drive.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
What came to mind, but I was like, man, that would just, it probably would break down into an argument. But guess who I actually thought of first of all people?
Who?
Genghis Khan.
That would be
A
crazy.
road trip with Genghis Khan, but something tells me about 3 hours in, we would get into an argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you got like a 14-hour road trip, it's like, oh, shit.
So good.
Yeah.
Hey, did we completely lose, Shy?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, wow. Well, y'all want to just go ahead and get ready to wrap it up since we lost her?
Yeah.
All right, but look, y'all, we apologize for those that are watching this episode that we have to cut it short. But as you see, we're having some tech difficulties getting back into our Skype. But we promise y'all that we will be back in each other's company for our next episode. And be prepared to enjoy episode 22. Hope you've enjoyed episode 21. We're legal. We're
Look
now
forward to
old enough
23.
Go to the clubs and go and drink and all that kind of beautiful stuff. But hope you enjoyed this episode with Bill, Shy, Scooby, and Mac. And we've lost Shy intermittently there because of a bad signal. But we'll go ahead and pass it to Scoob to give y'all our social media stuff.
Yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned in and tapped in. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see the next episode. Like Bill said, 22 is going to be much better than this one. Fuck this Skype shit. But thank you for the Skype shit, too.
Hey, we still got to do Skype on episode 22. Don't be saying that.
Yeah. We still got to call a girl, Thug Shells.
All right. I'll name my Skype. Sponsor us. Right? All right, but nah. I'm at Scooby the Kid 252, at Bill_Perry, at Chef Mac 1523, at Oh Shy 5. That's catchy. And make sure y'all get tuned in to all of us. We got some new things coming, and the podcast every Wednesday, 9 in the morning.
And
No
new music video every
Chef,
Saturday.
And Chef, y'all catch the blog every Saturday. And look, Chef Mac, man, you be careful on that road, man. And we'll see you when you get here, bro.
Hey, before we end it, I'm going to go ahead and do something with y'all. That way it stays in one clip, but I'm going to do my little end spiel.
All
right. So like I normally do at the end of every podcast, I'm going to go ahead and say, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, ding dong that notification bell.
Ding dong.
And leave a comment this week. Comment tire, TIRE.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just because my tire went flat this morning.
Oh, and then we're all tired.
Yeah, we all are tired. Get ready for the next few episodes. They're going to be great. Be looking forward to a short film that we're doing. It's going to be amazing. I got a character called Azrael. No, not Azrael. That's the Angel of Death. I'd have to look in my book, but I'm looking forward to everything that's coming. And stay tuned. And that's the end of this episode. I'll see you Saturday for the vlog that was missing last week. And get ready for all that.
That's what's up, man. Well, glad y'all tuned in. Y'all catch the next one. Peace out.
Peace out.